What's happening, YouTube? Hey, got another one for you here. This one is a 2010 Jeep Liberty, and Chrysler product. This is one of those that suffers from that what would you call it, heater core clog, and it's where you'll find a bunch of crud in the heater core. From what I understand, I just saw that in looking up the problem. This was a no heat complaint. And after checking it, everything works fine. But I saw, looking up the issue, that these are notorious for clogged heater cores. So with it not being something hard to attempt, I decided to try it. And in fact, so far, I'll tell you, it seemed like the silver bullet. So I was correct. And I did check the blend door actuator and all that. It had enough antifreeze in it, so I kind of figured that I would find this to be the problem, and it was. But the key thing is, I'm showing you, which is what I'm pointing at there, I'm really showing you the setup I use for flushing heater cores. And what I have here is this is a recirculating pump, and over here, that coolant bottle is just to hold these vinyl hoses down in the coolant slash water slash solution that I'm using. And so I just want to show you the setup here. This is it, and I went with some garden hose attachment here on both sides. I got this thing from Harbor Freight, by the way. In fact, this is my first time using this one. I've used another recirculation pump before, but that one got burnt up. So anyway, this is a new one. It's noisier than I thought it would have been, but but it's not expensive and all that. Either way, it is what it is. But so this is how I go about it. In fact, you see the fluid goes, if I can show you this way. I guess it really doesn't matter, but I prefer for it to suck one way. Let me see, make sure I got the right setup. So I've got this one right. Okay, so this one sucks the fluid. It's pretty much sucking the fluid out, comes and runs it with some pressure. You see, this is it. It comes this way, if I can get you focused there. So it goes, and with some pressure, and I've got it clamped on there. I don't want it flying off, with it building some form of pressure. And to that one to your left, and then it comes out through the right one, up and over back into this thing. So the cycle just keeps on going. And I just wanted to show you the setup that I use, really. And what I have in here is, before starting any of this, I put water in this and some cleaning solution. In fact, this is the one I use here. I will be honest with you guys, I won't even mention anything on the measurement or how much to dilute it, because to be honest, I was just winging it. But what I'm doing seemed to be working. What I do is I pour some of this in the water here, run it through, it circulates, and in fact, I'm kind of in between now. I'm just stopping it to let the solution sit in there and kind of work a little. Now, I say work a little, I'm not sure if everything came out already, because starting this thing up, some crud, it's gonna be hard for you to see. I'm not sure if you're seeing that, but there's some crud down there which came out already. So I'm not sure how much time I need for this to work, but anyway, I'm gonna let it just sit there. And then after that, so it ran about maybe 5 minutes so far. And what I'm gonna do is crank it up again, and just allow it to work. It might dislodge some more stuff. In fact, I'll just show you here, because this one is the you do have some 12 volts type, but I prefer this where I'm not relying on the car battery. from which I'm working, or I have to use another one. But let me show you this, because I just kind of pulled it back here. But I'll go to plug in. Yep, that's the noise I'm talking about. Unplug this here. So that's it. Really just wanted to show you guys this procedure. Maybe you'll find, if you're trying to flush a heater core, you might be able to look online and find some kind of ratio. That CLR I'm using, it's a common one. In fact, I believe Honda, I was watching a video from another YouTuber, Eric O, if you're familiar with him, and he was pointing out that Honda, in their flush procedure, at least at some point, the dealership actually recommend, or the manufacturer actually recommended using, let me see if I can get in focus, using this thing. So, you know, I'm thinking if it's good enough for Honda, you know, it should be good enough for Chrysler products. But anyway, that's the setup. So hopefully if you gotta flush a heater core, you find the setup helpful. So it's Harbor Freight. These here I got from Home Depot, or pretty much any hardware store. And this hose I got from, I believe, Home Depot, but I love using vinyl hoses and a bunch of stuff I do in the when it comes to auto repair, just because I can see through it. You know, it kind of helps me to know what's happening. This is running at a higher speed, so it's not like I'd see tiny crowds coming through, but in some cases when something's running at a lower speed, or, you know, I just want to see what's happening, at least you can see it. And keep pressure. This is not I blew through this before, through one side of the heater core, and I felt some movement. You know, the water was, the coolant was moving through it, meaning this wasn't, I don't think you'll find this a lot, so it shouldn't be a major concern. But it's not like a deal where the heater core was completely clogged and not moving anything. Because at that point, if that's the case, if you ever run into a case like that, I'm not sure if I've ever seen it from all the heater core flushes I've done. But if that's the case where it gets really clogged, you do want to be careful about just applying, you know, hooking up some pump to it without knowing how much pressure that pump would be pushing. Because then, you know, if it's completely clogged, it will want to well, it will want to give way somewhere, you know. So whether it's where you got your hose fittings and all that. But I did a quick test before, just blowing air through there, and found it to be moving somewhat freely. Sometimes what happens is the upper fins, like where the enter and exit pipes are, sometimes those upper fins are cleared, but it as it goes deeper down, like if it's sitting hanging down like that, sometimes it gets clogged down low, so it's moving freely up top. But once you recirculate and you do that long enough, it just keeps chewing away. You know, it's kind of like a radiator, so it just keeps circulating and putting pressure through the fins or the ports, and then eventually, once you do that long enough, it should clear everything. So that's the setup, and I hope you guys find this helpful. Bye.